Hey everybody, welcome back to the Chaotic Little Book Corner. My name's Acacia. Today we're going to be doing a book haul. It is a smaller book haul. It is my first part of the May book haul. We'll see if I do a second part, but yeah, let's dive right in. We have several pre-orders and several books sent from publishers, so I think it's all pre-orders and books sent from publishers. So let's dive in. This one I've already read and reviewed, and I will link the review up in the cards. This is Rabbits for Food by Binnie Kirschenbaum. This is the story of Bunny, who is having a mental breakdown, and it switches between her in a mental hospital and in the midst of her breakdown. Really brilliant, really wonderful. I adored it, and I highly recommend it. Then we have this is Furious Hours, Murder, Fraud, and the Last Trial of Harper Lee by Casey Sept. This is a story of a murder trial that Harper Lee went to see and was planning to write a book on, but the book never was published and nobody really understands why. And this follows the murderer and the murder that took place, and it goes through, it's more so about what Harper Lee learned and what she was trying to achieve and accomplish, and the story behind such a gruesome attack. It was about race and the conversation of that, and racism in the South, I believe, and it was just one of those books that, yeah, it was just one of those books that was really interesting. So it starts off with a man who has been accused of 5 murders but has never been found guilty, being shot by a black man, and the trial begins with them sitting in the courtroom looking at the man who is being charged with murder, who murdered a murderer, so to speak. So why did it happen? How did it happen? And what is the end result going to be? I really am excited about it. I've started it. I kind of read the first chapter or two, and then I put it down, but I wanted to haul it before I really got too far into it. Rabbits for Food. I just couldn't stop myself. It was too exciting, and I got really, really stoked, and then I read it. So yes, this was another pre-order. This one is Anne Valenti, The Desert Sky Before Us. This is the story of a woman named Billy who is released from a correctional facility, and her sister Rhiannon, yeah, that sounds right. The two of them have to go on a road trip to go to a place where their mother used to work. She was a archaeologist, I believe. She worked with dinosaur bones, and they have to go to a specific place where there's a bunch of dinosaur bones to try and find their mother's last wish. And it's a road trip between the two sisters, and there's all sorts of secrets and deceit and all that, and it's all built up, and they all have to try and figure things out together. So it's going to be interesting. It's very different from what I usually read, but it's Anne Valenti, so I am quite happy to read it. Even though it's not quite my bag on a regular basis, but I trust Anne Valenti, so I'm excited. Then I have 2 books from Book of the Month. This is Severance by Ling Ma. This is an older one, but a lot of people have been talking about it lately. It is a satire-ish apocalyptic novel, I believe. That is all I know, and that is really all I want to know to go into it. So it's either a satire apocalypse or a satire dystopian. It's about when a fever sweeps through New York and families flee, companies cease to exist, the subways screech to a halt. Persuaded by a big payout to be one of the skeleton crew at the office, she spends her free time photographing the abandoned city and as an anonymous blogger, a New York ghost. It's going to be interesting. I'm really curious about it. So I've heard mixed reviews, but I think it's going to be a fun book to read. And then this month's pick, because the other one was a add-on, this is Necessary People by Anna Pitonek. This is a story of two friends who are constantly at odds, and then one becomes successful and the other one tries to sabotage, who is actually usually the more successful person. And so for some reason she can't take the fact that her less successful friend becomes successful. It's going to be interesting. I am curious about it. It's a thriller, so it'll be fun at some point during the summer just to sit down and read that, maybe at the beach. I'm not really sure. It just looked interesting, so we'll see how that goes. This is Summer of My Amazing Luck by Miriam Towes. This is the final book of the Miriam Towes book that is coming out from Counterpoint Press. It was sent to me by Counterpoint Press, and I will be doing a author spotlight of Miriam Towes once I finish reading this one and All My Puny Sorrows. So that will be good. This was sent to me for review. This is Valerie by Sarah Strasberg. This was longlisted for the International Man Booker. It was translated from Swedish. It is the story of a woman who attempted to kill Andy Warhol. It's based on a true story. It was a woman who attempted to kill Andy Warhol and was a huge person in the feminist radical movement. I believe there is some conspiracy, well, not conspiracy, but some ideas that she might have been schizophrenic. So it's going to be really interesting. I look forward to reading it and seeing how it's portrayed, especially with the idea that there could have been mental illness there, but it also could have been just somebody who was really out of control. I'm not sure. We'll see what I think when I read the book. And then this darn it, that fell. And then this last one is a book that I pre-ordered because I loved Unmentionables, I think. Is that what it was called? Unmentionable, yes. This is Ungovernable, The Victorian Parent's Guide to Raising Flawless Children, by Teresa O'Neill. So I'm very excited about that. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm not sure when I'm going to read it, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm glad I own it. So, yes. So those are all the books that I picked up for a haul, and yeah. I would like to say thank you to my Patreons. I love you all very much. I will talk to you all in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video.